Hi my loves, I hope you are all well. It's been a hot minute since I uploaded a class, so today what I've got for you is a 35-ish minute energising flow. So we'll be moving at a slightly quicker pace just to generate some heat into our bodies, which is great if we've been doing a lot of sitting down, maybe working from home, and as well with it being really snowy. One thing I will say is if anyone's working with any injuries or any sort of niggles, just be really mindful of your body, listen to your body, and if we move into any postures that don't feel quite right, just feel free to skip those out and come down to a child's pose or any other resting pose that feels good for you today. So yeah, whenever you are ready, come down onto your mat and find a wide-legged child's pose. So we'll sit the bum back to the heels, keep the toes together and take the knees slightly apart, and just slowly start to sink the chest down onto the mat, reaching the arms in front of us, and let the head rest onto the mat. I want to take roughly a few deep cleansing breaths here, just to take the time to arrive into the space, arrive into our bodies. So take a deep inhale through the nose, part the lips, exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Let it all go. One more like this, team. Inhale and exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Closing down the mouth, taking inhales and exhales through the nose. On every inhale, feel the rib cage, the back of the body expand. And exhale through the nose. On your next inhale, you're going to come up onto your fingertips and tiptoe them over to the left-hand side of our mat. And feel a nice stretch across the right side of our body. Breathing into that right rib cage. Inhale. And exhale. Keeping the sit bones rooted back into the heels. One more here, team. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, tiptoe the fingertips back to the centre. And exhale over to the right hand side of the mat. And this time we'll feel a deep stretch across the left hand side of our body. This time inhaling deeply to the left rib cage. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, tiptoeing our fingertips back to the centre and slowly push our way back up, rolling through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to come up, bringing the knees together slightly. This time, inhale, reach the right arm high to the sky, left hand down onto the mat beside us. And exhale, reaching up and over, bending over to the right side. If we can, looking through the right forearm up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming back up to a neutral spine. Inhaling the left arm this time to the sky and reaching up and over to the right as we exhale. Again, feeling that nice stretch across our side body. One more breath here, team. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, coming back up to a neutral spine and rolling forward to find our all fours, our tabletop position. Looking for our wrists to be directly under our shoulders, our knees under our hips, and we've got a long flat spine, drawing the navel into the mid-body. We're going to take a few cat-cows in this position at the pace of our breath. So as we inhale, we drop the belly, arching through the spine, opening across the heart space, lifting the gaze, drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears. And as we exhale, we round through the spine, pull the navel in, rounding through the back, tucking the tail under and dropping our head, gazes to our midline. Two more like this at the pace of our breath. Inhale, drop the belly, open the heart, lift the gaze. And exhale, rounding through the back, dropping the head, tucking the tail. Inhale, pull the heart forward, arch the spine, looking up. And exhale, round through the back, pulling the navel to the spine, dropping the head. On our next inhale, coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to untuck the toes and hover our knees about an inch off the floor. Inhale, pressing through our hands into the mat, and as we exhale, hover those knees, feeling the core fire up here, holding for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pushing the hips to the sky for a downward facing dog. Now it's the first one of the practice, so feel free to take any gentle movements that you need here, possibly pedaling through the feet, stretching through the soles, stretching through the calves. Take any wiggles of the hips that feel good, maybe pushing the chest through the shoulders, opening across the back here. Breathing deeply in this position. And then gently coming to find some stillness on our mat. Hands roughly shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. Spreading our fingers into the mat, pressing through the hands. Outward spiral of our upper arms, drawing the shoulders down the back. Long spine here, pulling the navel in. Reaching the sit bones high to the sky and drawing the energy down the backs of our legs, drawing the heels into the earth here. No worries if the heels don't touch the mat just yet. And if our hamstrings are a wee bit tighter, feel free to take a soft bend into those knees. Take one more breath here, team. Inhale. And this time exhale, apart the lips, sigh out of the mouth. On our next inhale, we're going to rise up onto the tiptoes, take a soft bend, look forward, and very slowly tiptoe our way to the top of the mat. Bringing our feet just behind our wrists here, coming to our nice forward fold. Letting the head hang heavy here. Feel free to take a nice bend into the knees so that our chest can rest onto our thighs. No need to be static in this position. Feel free to gently ragdoll in this position, floating from side to side, maybe even grabbing opposite elbows, and just gently sway. Let the head hang heavy, relaxing the muscles of the face, the jaw. Always coming back to the breath here. Our inhales and exhales through the nose. Feeling a release into our lower spine. One more breath here, my loves. Inhaling and exhale. Gently release the hands to the mat. Inhale, coming up for a halfway lift here, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, long spine, and exhale, fold forward. This time as we inhale, take a deep bend into the knees and slowly roll up to stand, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Our head is the last thing to come up. And as we arrive at the top, take a deep inhale and exhale, nice big shoulder roll here. Come to stand at the top of the mat if you're not already there. Bringing our big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, or bring our feet hip width apart if that feels better for you. Bringing our hands down by our sides, closing down the eyes here, and just working our way from the toes up, lifting all 10 toes off the mat, and slowly putting them down one by one, feeling our weight spread evenly across all parts of the feet. Pulling up the kneecaps to engage the thighs, squeezing through the glutes, drawing the navel in to engage the core, soft ribs, open across the heart space. Feeling tall across the back of our neck, feeling the energy extend up to the sky beyond the crown of our head. Inhale, sweeping the arms up to the sky, and exhale, fold the body forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, and exhale, fold the body forward. Planting the hands on the mat, step the left foot to the back of our mat into a lunge. Inhaling, reach the right arm up to the sky for our twisted lunge here. Keeping a nice bend into that right leg, making sure the knee is tracking over the ankle, straight through that left leg, feeling the heel kicking to the back of the rib. Extending the energy through the right fingertips up to the sky, feeling the nice twist across the mid-body and the chest. One more breath here, team. Inhale and exhale, plant the right hand onto the mat to frame the right foot. Very gently step the right foot back to our plank pose. Inhale, pressing the floor away with our hands. Strong through the core, squeezing the legs and the glutes. Exhale, pulling the heart forward so our shoulders are a bit over our wrists. And slowly in one straight line, keeping the elbows tucked, lowering all the way down to the mat. Untucking the toes here, pressing up, peeling our head, our chest off the mat, coming up for our cobra. Again, drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears, hugging the elbows into the rib cage. And exhale, lowering back down onto the mat. Two more like this, my loves. Inhale for baby cobra. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, feeling the lower back engage here. And exhale, lower back down. This time either come up to our baby cobra or push all the way up for our upward facing dog, lifting through the hips, straight through the arms. Open across the chest, lifting the gaze, and exhale, pushing back into our child's pose. Just here for one breath, team. Inhale and exhale, push through the hands, untuck the toes, lift the hips up to the sky for our downward facing dog. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, coming onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward, step the right foot to the top of the mat, the left foot to meet it. Inhaling for our halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, sweeping the arms high to the sky, and straight away forward fold, hinge from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, planting the hands, this time step the right foot to the back of the mat. Inhaling, reach reaching the left arm to the sky for a twisted lunge. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling here and exhale, plant the left hand onto the mat to frame the left foot. Gently step that left foot back to meet the right for plank pose. Inhaling here and exhale. One more inhale here, team. Exhale, pull the heart forward, either lower all the way down to the mat or flow through our chaturanga. So in one long straight line, keeping the elbows tight, lowering halfway down. Inhale, roll forward over the toes, pushing up for our upward facing dog. Open across the heart, squeezing through the glutes and the legs, gaze is lifted. And exhale, pull the navel to spine, peg the hips for a downward facing dog. One breath here, team. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward, step to the top of the mat with the left foot, then the right foot. Inhaling for a halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Coming all the way up to stand, inhale, sweeping the arms overhead, and exhale, bringing the hands together in prayer at heart centre. Well done, my loves. Inhaling, sitting the bum back and down, sweeping the arms overhead for our Utkatasana, our chair pose. Squeezing those thighs together, making sure that we can see all 10 toes here. Pulling the belly in, reaching the arms high to the sky and drawing our shoulders down the back. I won't keep you here too long, don't worry. Inhale and exhale. One more breath, inhale and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and exhale, forward fold. Planting the hands, step, hopper, float back for plank pose, and exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. Chaturanga. Inhaling for upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Straight away, my loves. Inhale, the right leg to the sky for three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg to the sky. And exhale, knee to nose. Hold for a count of 3, 2, 1. And gently step that right foot in between the hands. Dropping the left knee to the mat. Untucking the toes. Sweeping the arms up. Coming up for Anjaneyasana, our low lunge here. Inhaling and exhaling, feeling a nice stretch across the front of the left thigh, the hip flexor, and that deep bend into our right leg. Dropping the left hand down to the mat, circling the right arm to the back, feeling a twist across our upper body. Option here to bend the left leg in, catching hold of the foot and very gently drawing the heel in for a nice quad stretch here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Slowly release the foot, bring the right arm back down to frame the front foot for our low lunge. Exhale, push the hips back, straighten through the right leg for our half split. We're going to flow through our low lunge and half split for a few rounds of breath. So inhaling, bending into that front knee, opening across the chest for low lunge. Exhale, back for half split. Inhale, lunging forward. And exhale, half split. Last time here. Inhaling, back into our lunge. Inhale, untuck the toes, straighten through that left leg, Bring the hands forward, shifting the weight more into our right leg and float the left leg to the sky for our standing split here. Breathing deeply, team. Inhale and exhale. Really straight through that top leg. Option to point the toe, I always do. Inhale and exhale. One last breath here, team. Inhale and exhale. Slowly lower that left leg down to the mat. Option to float through our warrior 3 here. And slowly lowering that left leg. Coming into our high lunge. Well done, team. Reaching the arms to the sky. I know that right leg is burning, but you've got this. Strong bend into that right leg, roughly a 90-degree angle. And again, keeping that right knee tracking over the ankle. Strong through that left thigh, squeezing the legs together, which will help with stability. Inhale, and as you exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart space and sink a little bit deeper. Just here for one breath, my loves. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reaching back up and exhale. Plant the hands to frame the right foot, stepping back for plank pose and flow through your vinyasa. Exhaling is our chaturanga. Inhale, rolling over the toes for upward facing dog. And exhale, pike the hips to the sky for our downward facing dog. One breath here, team, before we move on to the second side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale that left leg to the sky for 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time, team. Inhaling for 3-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. Hold for a count of 3, 2, 1. Stepping that left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee, untuck the toes. Inhaling up for Energising, our low lunge. This time feeling a stretch across the right front body, the right hip flexor, and the bend into that left leg. Dropping the right hand down to the mat and circling the left hand to the back of the room for the stretch across our upper body here, the twist. An option to pull that right foot in for a nice quad stretch here. You're doing so well, team. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Release the foot, bring the left arm back around to frame the front foot for our low lunge. And as we exhale, sit the hips back, straighten through the left leg for our half split. Flexing through the toes, keeping a long spine here. Inhale, pulling forward, working through our pulsations. And exhale for half split. Pulling forward into our low lunge. And exhale for half split. Last time, pulling forward into our low lunge, untuck the toes, straighten the right leg, shifting forward, floating the right leg to the sky this time for our standing split. Inhaling here, team, and exhaling, strong through that supporting leg and reaching that right toe all the way to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Last breath here, team. Inhale, and as we exhale, lowering that right foot down to the mat. Again, as the other side, option to float through our warrior 3. Slowly coming back into our high crescent lunge. Well done. Strong through those legs, my loves. Squeezing the thighs together for stability. Inhale. And exhaling, cactus the arms, open the heart, the gaze, sinking a little bit deeper into that lunge. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reaching back up to the sky. Exhale, framing the left foot, stepping back for plank pose. Inhale, and as we exhale, flow through our Vinyasa, lowering halfway. Inhaling, rolling forward for our upward facing dog. And exhale, hips to the sky for our downward facing dog. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths here, team. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale here and exhale, sigh out of the mouth. On your next inhale, coming up onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward, step hopper, float to the top of your mat. Inhaling for our halfway lift and exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up, reach the arms high to the sky, and exhale, bringing our hands together in prayer at heart centre. Heel toe the feet to roughly mat width apart, turning the toes slightly out. Inhaling our arms high to the sky, and as we exhale, sinking our hips all the way down, coming into our Malasana, our yogi squat. Keeping the hands in prayer and using our elbows to the insides of our knees to help push the thighs out. And here we'll feel a nice stretch across the inner thighs and an opening into our hip flexors. As we breathe here, team, feel free to take any sort of wiggles, any rocks side to side, anything that feels good for you in this space. Last breath here, team. Inhale, and as we exhale, forward fold, turning the toes back in, heel toe the feet back together for our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step hopper, float back for plank pose, and flow through your Vinyasa, lowering halfway down for Chaturanga. Inhaling to our upward facing dog, and exhaling to our downward facing dog, our Adho Mukha Shavasana. Straight away, inhale the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands, planting the left foot on the mat at a 90-degree angle. Inhaling, windmill the arms, coming up straight away into our warrior two. Straight through that back leg, strong bend in the front knee, aiming for heel to arch alignment on those feet, but if that doesn't work for you, don't worry. Pulling the belly in, extending the arms in opposite directions, gazes over our middle fingers. Again, squeezing the thighs here to feel really rooted into the earth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, flip the palms, reach forward, up and back for our reverse warrior, our peaceful warrior. Keeping that strong bend into our front knee. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, coming back through warrior two, and exhale to our extended side angle pose. So reaching the left arm overhead, letting our right elbow rest onto the thighs. Option here to take a bind, bending the left arm behind the back, holding onto the right thigh. Maybe even a full bind and catching hold of hands behind here, bringing that right arm underneath the thigh. Inhale here and exhale. Inhaling, release the binds, coming back up through warrior two, straighten through that front leg, coming into our reverse triangle here. If anyone's working with hyperextended legs, feel free to shorten the stance if that feels better for you. And reaching that right arm high to the sky. Lovely. stretch across that right side body. Inhaling here, and as we exhale, turning the toes in to face the long end of the mat. Keep reaching over to the right and eventually bending all the way down to our wide-legged forward fold. Let the head hang heavy here, team. Feel free to keep the hands onto the mat or bring them to the outer edges of the feet. Take any sort of rocks from side to side with the hips, and it'll bring an extra stretch to the inner thighs here. Reaching those sit bones high to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Release the hands wherever they are. Inhaling for a halfway lift and exhale, forward fold. Turning the toes out slightly, bending into the left knee, straight through that right leg for our Skandasana. Option to bring our hands in prayer at heart centre or just keeping them on the mat. Feeling a nice stretch across that right inner thigh. Open across the heart space, shoulders down and away from the ears. One last breath in this position here, team. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling, we're going to transfer our weight forward, turning in to frame the right foot, turning onto the ball of our left foot here, stepping back for plank pose and flowing through our Vinyasa, pulling the heart forward. Exhale to Chaturanga. Inhale, rolling forward, over the toes, lifting up for our upward facing dog. And exhale, pipe the hips to the sky for our downward facing dog. Well done, team. Straight away, left side. Inhale, the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands, planting the right foot down. Inhaling, windmill the arms up for our warrior two, second side. Again, back foot at a 90-degree angle. Strong bend through that front knee. Heels to arch alignment if that feels good. And extending the energy in opposite directions through our fingers here. Squeezing through the thighs. Squeeze through the glutes, and the outward rotation of that front leg will help to keep the knee in alignment with the toes. One more breath here, team. And as we inhale, flip the palms, reach forward, up and back for our peaceful warrior. Keeping that strong bend in the front knee. Gaze to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, coming through our warrior two, and exhaling to our extended side angle. Right arm overhead. Left elbow onto the left knee. Again, if you took a bind, as with the first side, feel free to do that again. Bending the right arm behind the back, taking hold of the left thigh, maybe even a full bind, taking the left arm underneath the thigh and catching hold of the hands here. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here, team. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, release the bind, coming back up through warrior two, straighten through that front knee. Exhaling into our reverse triangle pose. Again, option to shorten the stance if that feels better for you. Reaching that left arm high to the sky, and a nice stretch across that left side body. Inhaling here, and exhale, turning in the left toes, keeping going with that side bend, and eventually falling forward into our wide-legged forward fold. This time, if it's available to you, clasp the hands behind the back, pulling the shoulders down and away from the ears, and letting the arms fold forward, just for a deeper upper body stretch here. Keep breathing here, team. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, releasing the hands. Inhaling, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. This time turning the toes out slightly, exhaling into the right knee this time, straight across the left leg. Again, option to keep our hands in prayer, heart centre, or onto the mat, whatever feels good for you. Feeling a nice inner thigh stretch through that left leg and opening into the right hip here. One last breath here, team. Inhale and exhale, like before, crawling forward, turning to frame the left foot, and as we inhale, step that left foot back for plank pose and flow through our Vinyasa. Exhale to Chaturanga. Inhale, rolling forward, lifting the gaze for upward facing dog. And exhale, pike the hips to the sky for a downward facing dog. Well done, my loves, that was so good. Inhale here, and sigh out of the mouth as the exhale. One more cleansing breath here, team. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg to the sky, and as you exhale, bring the right knee behind the right wrist and the ankle behind the left wrist, setting up for a pigeon pose. Straightening that left leg behind us onto the mat. Looking for a nice angle in our front leg, the shin roughly parallel to the top end of our mat, but shorten the angle if that feels better for you. Squaring our hips off to the short end of the mat, the top of the mat. Inhale here, reaching up, and as we exhale, slowly start to fold forward if that feels good for you. Staying on the hands, maybe coming down to the forearms, or even using our hands as a pillow to rest our head. Feeling a nice stretch into our outer right hip here. Well done, team, you've done so well today. Breathing deeper into that stretch. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here, my loves. Inhale and exhale. Plant the hands back onto the mat, lifting up. Untuck the left toes, coming back into our downward facing dog. Feel free to wiggle around here, just seeing how that right leg feels compared to the left. Now we inhale our left leg to the sky and set up our left leg for pigeon pose. Knee behind the left wrist, ankle behind the right, stretching that back leg, keeping the toes untucked. Looking for, again, our shin to be parallel to the top end of the mat. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, slowly folding forward if that's available to you. Notice that you may feel different on the second side compared to the first, and that's okay. It's very rare that our bodies are symmetrical. Just take what your body needs right now in this space, in this practice. Breathing deeply into that outer hip stretch. Letting go of any tension that we may be holding on to. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One last breath here, my loves. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, coming back up. This time, Sweep the right leg round and bring our legs to stretch out in front of us, peeling the fleshy parts of our bum out to the side so we're really rooted into our sit bones, long through the spine, reaching the arms to the sky, and exhale, hinging from the hips, folding forward for our Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. If it feels better for you, take a soft bend into the knees, or even staying up a little bit higher if our lower back is feeling any kind of way. Inhale and exhale here, team. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You're relaxing into this pose for one more breath, my loves. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to roll up through the spine. Shift your bum slightly forward, bending through the knees. Reach the hands forward, and slowly for a count of 5 we're going to roll down the spine, coming onto our backs. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. One last pose here, my loves. Bending through that right knee, straighten through the left. Inhale, pull the knee in closer to the chest, and exhale, bending over to the left for a lying down twist or supine twist. Feel free to extend the right arm to the side, keeping that shoulder blade rooted into the mat. Inhale and exhale here. Inhale, come back to centre, pulling the right knee in, and as we exhale, swapping over, this time straightening through the right leg, bending the left knee into our chest, and as we exhale, sending that left knee over to the right side, reaching the left arm to the opposite side of the mat. Either keeping the head up or turning our head to the left if that feels good for you today. Keeping that left shoulder blade down if we can. Breathing deeply into this twist. Inhaling back to centre, drawing both knees in this time. Gently rocking from side to side. Take one last squeeze in, one last well-deserved hug, and exhale. Extend everything long for our final pose, our Savasana. Feel free to take up as much space as feels good for you. Closing down the eyes, coming into complete stillness. Feeling your body be held by the earth. With every inhale and exhale, sinking deeper and deeper into the earth, as if you're lying amongst the comfiest bed of blankets, of cushions. Inhaling and exhaling, just finding a natural rhythm to the breath. Allowing your body to soak up all of your hard work, all of your energy, all of the benefits of today's practice. You've done so well. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel free to stay in Savasana in this position as long as you possibly can. But if you're coming with me to close the practice together, start to invite gentle movement into the body, wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, maybe rolling out through the ankles, the wrists. Inhaling the arms overhead for a full body stretch. And as we exhale, draw the knees into the chest, wrapping our arms across our shins, pulling the head in for our well-deserved hug. Gently rocking from side to side. Eventually rocking either onto the right or the left side, coming into our fetal position and just holding here for a moment, a symbol of rebirth. The opportunity to start anew, to start fresh. And inhaling, slowly come up to find a nice seated position, cross-legged or kneeling onto our mat, keeping the eyes closed. Inhaling, reaching the arms high to the sky, and exhaling, bringing our hands together in prayer at heart center, taking one last cleansing breath together to close out the practice. Inhale through the nose, and exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Inhaling, bringing the thumbs between our brows, our third eye center. The love and light within me honours and recognises and appreciates the love and light within all of you. Gently bowing our head down in gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank yourselves for taking the time to come onto the mat to honour your body. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Sending lots of love and light always. Mwah!